breaking free. Yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression. It's out for liberty. Breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts. We're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting louder, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty. Breaking free, yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting louder, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty. Breaking free, yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. Reclaiming our land.
I hate this show. Oh my goodness. Welcome everybody to another Friday night edition of Are You Smarter Than a Politician? This is the political cage match where bold solutions win and bad ideas get wrecked. Tonight on Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Security state or surveillance state? We're cutting straight into the trade-offs shaping America. Money, war, guns, privacy, crypto, censorship, and power. Does safety require constant monitoring, or has surveillance become the new normal? Three notable political minds are here, ready to clash on the issues voters really care about. Fast answers, no dodging. Let's find out, are they smarter than a politician? Joining us tonight for the first time ever, you may know him as Sal the Algorist. He is Sal Mayweather. He is a prominent advocate for agorism, cypherpunk principles, 3D printing, cryptocurrencies, drawing from Rothbardian principles to challenge state authority through decentralized systems. He's the author of The American Experiment, Anti-Politics, the 3 books that changed the world. You can follow him on X at Sally Mayweather. And how are you? Oh, you can buy his merch at agorathreads.com. How are you tonight, Sal?
I'm excellent. I'm ready to go. I'm actually super pumped for this. And dear God, I hope I'm smarter than a politician. Shit.
We're 70 shows into it and everybody's passed the test. So I feel good about you, man.
Okay, good. I like my chances.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. Anything you want to promote?
Agorism, free Ian Freeman and the Crypto 6, free Alexei Pertsev and Roman Storm, sign all those petitions, end the war on crypto.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it at the beginning, but I put that up at the beginning of all the shows too. So free those guys. Crypto and finance is not a crime, so let those guys out. And no, really looking forward to this. Appreciate you coming here, man.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Also joining us tonight, he is a candidate for the chair of LP National. He's a 2-time mayoral candidate from Charlotte, North Carolina. You can follow him on X at ProsperCLT 2023. Rob Yates, how are you tonight, man?
What's up? Honestly, I'm feeling fantastic. 3-time champ, looking for 4 here. Call me the 98 Bulls. Also, I went to Minnesota this week. I opened a daycare. Didn't have any kids, but apparently that's going to get me rich. And I shot some people who were driving in the road just to make sure I'd have immunity.
Did you throw that in there just because I told you looked like Ilhan Omar during the intro?
It may have triggered it.
Well, appreciate, we bring people of all cultures together here. So Ilhan, thanks for joining us.
I think I'm a little cuter than she is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe not cuter than her brusband, or what is it?
All right, that's fair.
Husbro. What were people calling him? Is her husbro? Yeah. So better looking than her, though. I'll give you that one. Last but not least, joining us, my buddy Kaecey Rasmussen. He is the host of the They Both Suck podcast, which is on Wednesdays biannually at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can get his merch at the awakenotwokestore.com, and you can follow him on X at American versus Gov. How are you tonight, Kaecey?
I love that you say biannually. Like that's just great.
You
didn't do a show for like a month, but that's okay.
Yeah, you missed like 4 shows, and I started making it biannually, and next week it'll be bicentennially or whatever.
I'm expecting it. But I'm looking forward to this, man. This is gonna be great. Rob's gonna be in last place like always. We expect that. And then we got Sal here. So what can be a better show?
Yeah. Should be a good time. Also joining us, as always, the lovely Terry Batts. How are you tonight, Terry?
I'm back here working my little fingers to the bone. What are you doing? Hi, chat. Hi, how is everybody? You guys ready to have some fun? They are.
There's
I know
Terry.
they are. Oh,
There's
no,
Terry.
don't do it again.
There's Terry.
Is it your birthday?
No.
No, it was our production guy's birthday last week, and I made that, but I'm going to play it all the time because it's so obnoxious. Oh my God. They make one of the side jokes here, Sal, is that we try to make Terry laugh so hard she disappears because her green screen, she disappears. And so we've lost Terry for a while now, but good to have you, Terry. You can follow us on X I am at Smarter Game Show. She is Bats T76. I forgot to change the Christmas slide.
Again.
Merch is available at freedomsuperstore.com. Terry puts our shorts on YouTube. You can find us at Freedom Uncut there and on Rumble. And our Friday night show, as always, is sponsored by Xano. Tired of surveillance coins dressed up as freedom tech? Xano is the real deal. Open source, enterprise-grade privacy, scalable and secure. Build, spend, and tokenize any asset without the peeping eyes. Xano isn't just private. It's none of their damn business. If you're new to the space, visit intro.xano.org to learn how Xano gives you the power to own your own data, your money, and your assets all in one simple, secure platform built for the real world. And once again, that site is intro.xano.org. Appreciate Xano sponsoring us. And if you like the show and you like the Libertarian Party, come see us on the road. We are doing 5 live shows at Libertarian Party state conventions, maybe more, maybe more. And you can be there. The first show is next weekend, live in Georgia on the 17th. Come see us there if you're in Georgia. Come meet fellow freedom lovers, watch the show live, and see contestants get put to the test. And if you want real change, join your state party, become a delegate, and help shape the national convention. Don't just talk about liberty, live it, and come see us live and prove that you are smarter than a politician. Thank you to our sponsors, Terry, Amity, OB, Shirley, Dr. Belaine, Lisa, Dan, Chris, Kaecey pays to be here, Dave Krantz, Jake, Phil, Jacob, and Brent with Anarcho Syndicate Clothing. You can subscribe to us on X. That's your backstage pass. And also, if you want to sponsor us, email studio@freedomuncut.com. And that's all the sponsors. So, all right. So let's check in with the chat real quick. Bunch of people here. Oh, you are first. Anarchist Chef. Dan's here. Welcome. Hey, Chris. Happy Free Day. Rose is here. Welcome from Illinois. Kat reposted. Appreciate Kat. Kat made a donation to the thing that Terry's promoting, the coffee thing. So appreciate Kat. That was really nice of you. Oh, Amity with a long message. I'm not reading that, Amity. Dan's here. Everybody's laughing. Is it Terry's birthday? No, it's not Terry's birthday. It's just an embarrassed Terry thing. Hi, Terry. Amanda's here running for vice chair of the Libertarian Party. We got some royalty in the house. Are you guys technically royalty if you run for stuff? I don't know how that works. 200 pre-shit talking points to KC because he's going to bust Freeze balls the whole night. That's not true. Sean's here. What's up, buddy? Thanks for the repost. Waz is here. What's up, Waz? Oh, the Blaze are watching. Excellent. Welcome. All right. So let's get into it here. Please share this out. Help bust the algorithm. Get me out of the hole with X or whatever's going on with my account. So our prize tonight, because no peace prizes matter anymore, the prize tonight is the Are You Smarter Than a Peace prize. We also have on the prize shelf Mike Johnson's signature cologne, Swamp Ass, as well as the Ayn Rand Fountainhead teddy bear. We also have the home edition of Are You Smarter Than a Politician if you want to annoy your friends and neighbors. New to the prize shelf is Oligarchs. This is the game of global domination. Take over countries, steal their oil and minerals, make money. It's a lot of fun. Also, we have Kash Patel's book, How to Become a Ladies' Man, if you want to meet your own honeypot. And we can't get rid of this piece of shit, this Trump nativity set. If somebody could please take this thing, we'd really appreciate it. We ordered too many of them. The tariffs were terrible. Please just get rid of these tonight. And also we have the Lego Killdozer, because nobody talks about the Killdozer more than me and Kaecey do. The rules are, I am the government. Whatever I say goes. Scoring errors count. Life isn't fair. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nobody cares. The rules are they can debate each other. They can veto an answer, tariff an answer, redistribute an answer. And of course, everybody starts off with negative 500 points because the government gets paid first. Here's how scoring works. The chat controls the score. So anybody that's new tonight, jump in the chat on any of the platforms. You can give or take up to 100 points from the contestants. Tell us why. Don't tell us why. Have it be a good reason. Have it be because of Kaecey's hat. Do whatever you want. And because I believe in crony capitalism as the representative of the government here, subscribers can give or take up to 200 points because they pay me, so they're more important. Nuking the scores. Any former contestant can nuke a score, taking it down 1,000 points. You know, with global warfare, why wouldn't we bring it here? Contestants can only be nuked once. All right, we're going to the lightning round. I'll put Terry back in the back. She controls the score in the chat. Make her life extremely difficult. Let me put you in the right order here. Sal's going first. Sal, first question to you. Category is central banking. Should unelected central bankers have the power to create money without voter approval?
Of course, yes. Why not have a satanic cartel of financiers control the welfare warfare state? What could possibly go wrong?
Excellent. I love that we got satanic in on the first answer. That's brilliant. Ilian, to you. Should interest rates ever be set by government-linked institutions instead of markets?
So first of all, shout out to Brent, the Aiming Up podcast. What's up? I want those 200 points, but also Aiming Up podcast is awesome. I've been on twice. We argue, discuss things like the existence of consciousness as a fundamental or emergent property of the universe. Obviously, central bankers should be allowed to set whatever interest rates they want. They should just not force us to use their money, and they can go try and compete in the free market like everyone else.
Whoop. I kicked you off the stage somehow. All right.
I'm just that awesome.
Now the order's all messed up.
I hit the wrong button, Kaecey. I hit like several buttons correct in a row. I'm going to take credit for that. All right. Kaecey, to you. Is inflation best understood as a policy choice rather than an accident? Does the government cause inflation?
Yeah, well, and that's what I was trying to figure out.
I'll dumb it down for you, Kaecey. I'll dumb it down for you.
In a weird way or what? I was really confused.
Kaecey, is inflation bad?
Inflation is awful, and it's the way the government is robbing you every day is because they are running inflation up and taking money out of your wallet, and you don't even know it. So yes, it is really bad, and so you should be moving your money into something that the government doesn't control.
Love it. All right, back to you, Sal. Category is war. Has perpetual war made Americans safer or just poorer?
It's made us less safe and more poor. That's why the terrorists, I don't even like to use the word terrorists, but that's why they hate us, because we've been bombing their homeland for the last 50 years. In fact, if it wasn't for the Western actions in World War I and II, we probably never would have had this shit show that we call international affairs today. And of course, it's bankrupted us in the process. And that's why we have a central bank, so that they can afford all this nonsense.
Yeah, I try not to use the word terrorists. I just call them politicians so I can stay on YouTube. All right, Rob, to you. Are foreign wars often used to distract from domestic failures?
I think that the I would call them disaster porn honeypot operations that lead to foreign wars are certainly used to distract, but it's all kind of a big boondoggle working together. We get a distraction here. like a trans narco terrorist read the wrong book at a library or something, and everyone gets mad about that, and then they sign a new bill for $3 trillion that they steal from us and then just send to foreign countries to blow up children overseas. It's a big, beautiful cycle. Big, beautiful bill of a cycle.
It's huge. It's huge. Kaecey, to you. Has modern warfare become detached from clear national defense goals?
Oh, absolutely. Modern warfare has turned into just a money laundering scheme. That's all they're doing is just funneling money to their friends in the military industrial complex so they can get kickbacks later on and be set for life. And that is exactly what they're doing here. They're not protecting our borders. Like, why did we go into Venezuela? Maduro had nothing to do with what was going on here, but we decided he needed to be arrested. Like, okay. That's the side of our government that we have today.
Kaecey, he had a machine gun and I felt unsafe.
Oh, I thought it was because of the fentanyl, what we heard about for a whole year, that it really was not about fentanyl.
It's fentanyl.
I was going to say, isn't it fentanyl?
Fentanyl. Fentanyl. All right. Back to you, Sal. Category is guns. Are laws against 3D printing guns unconstitutional?
Are they unconstitutional? Of course, but at the end of the day, who cares? That's the whole beauty of your 3D printers. Is as soon as you have the file in your hands, there's not shit that they can do about it. That's what makes it so powerful.
Absolutely. All right. Back to you, Rob. Should states be allowed to nullify federal gun restrictions?
I would go one further, and states should be expected to nullify federal gun restrictions.
Love it. Good states, probably, right? All right. Kaecey, to you. Should self-defense laws prioritize the victim over the aggressor in all cases?
Yeah, pretty much. Like if it's the victim to where they're coming in and doing any harm to somebody or taking somebody's goods, yeah, it should be prioritizing defense over the aggressor every time.
What was the one we heard the other night? The concealed carry class instructor said dead men don't testify. So,
oh yes, correct.
Yeah, I like that. That was good. All right, Sal, to you. Category is sovereign immunity. Should government ever be above the law?
Of course not. Of course not. Look at the nonsense with the Epstein files. How they actually thought about using executive privilege to withhold the Epstein files, and then when that didn't fucking work, then they started some other bullshit. No, of course not. They should, if anything, they should be held to a higher standard than the rest of us. We're paying their salaries.
Exactly. Rob, to you. Has immunity shielded abuse?
Oh my gosh. I can't even make a sarcastic joke. Like this one makes my blood boil. Qualified immunity, and really all government granted immunity. This is not just cops. This is not just prosecutors. It's not just CPS. This is bullshit with corporations, vaccine liability protections. Any government granted immunity is the foundation of government corruption. And I have in fact proposed a 26th Amendment that any entity that receives any pecuniary or fiduciary interest from the government whatsoever should not be allowed to receive liability from any branch of government at any level.
Are we allowed to propose amendments? Is there like a suggestion box or something? Or how did you do that?
There's one right when you walk in Congress. It says amendment suggestion box. And it's right next to the donation box, but then they see which one you put in, and then they check which flags you have in your bio, and that's really the only way they look at your.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang, I'm putting the Ukraine flag in my bio right now.
I just added the Venezuelan one, actually. I think that's cool now.
All right. Kaecey, to you. Should victims be able to sue the state?
Yes, every time. Be able to sue anybody that is making decisions, to be able to override or control the state or, well, control the people. We should be able to fight back with the same amount of power. And yes, we should be able to sue them.
All right. Sal, to you. Category is government bailouts. Are losses socialized while profits remain private?
Of course. That's the whole issue. And it actually makes, to make matters worse, it creates this sort of moral hazard. Remember when the airlines got bailed out and all of a sudden they could care less about actually competing with one another. And within 2 years, they were throwing babies off of airplanes because they weren't muzzled during the scamdemic. If they actually had to compete and treat their customers well, none of that shit would have ever happened. But because they were receiving bailouts, it didn't matter if they were behaving well or not. So once they start giving bailouts out, it confuses the whole incentive process in a market.
Exactly. All right, Rob, do bailouts distort market discipline?
That's actually a tricky question. In the short term, yeah. I mean, over time, the market always wins, but it gets a hell of a lot more painful, and it may span entire lifetimes. And that's where you get bubbles. That's where you get unmitigated risky behavior. That's where you get lack of accountability. This actually comes back to the immunity thing. If I was ever just allowed to be president for like a day, the first executive order I had just abolish the Corporations Act immediately. Let's get rid of limited liability protections for the government and watch the whole kleptocracy fall.
My first executive order would be more Ukrainian chicks.
All right, I'm with that. I've just changed. That's my new first.
Amity's in the car driving, so I'm going to get a text message. But, all right. Sorry, Amity. All right, Kaecey, to you. Has government created too big to fail entities?
Yeah, we did it in 2008 with the mortgage crisis. We said that about banks, Ford, Chrysler, GM. But now we do it with Google, Apple, any of these companies that we want to really strip down are controlling markets. You can't. Those companies technically are too big to fail. The government will bail them out every time.
Exactly. All right. Enter your scores in the chat if you I just got a text message from Amity.
Hi, Amity.
Enter your scores in the chat if you've not done so already. Please share this out if you're having a good time. Let's jump in the chat and find out what is going on. Gnome is here. What's up, Gnome? Yeah, just a hello to Terry and an F you to everybody else. There's Waz again. What's up, Brent? 200 to Rob for rocking the Ilhan Omar tactical camo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that a sign of war? I feel like that's I feel threatened and need a safe space. Phil's here. What's up, Phil? HVAC soldiers here. The Trump nativity set is awesome. Please take it. I can't get rid of it. Please take it. 200 to Sal for the straight face delivery on the central bank question. That was legit. Came out hot. John, Anarcho Cat's here. I know Sal shares Anarcho Cat memes. Some of the best memes on the web.
Yeah, for sure.
100 to Sal for using the word satanic. I mean, the second word on the show was satanic. That was awesome. 100 to Rob for wearing the Ilhan Omar do-rag and not scamming the government through daycare leering centers. Good one, Mark. 200 to Rob for the Brent shout out. 200 to Kaecey for understanding economics.
Oh, can I veto that? Come on, Kaecey doesn't understand economics.
Saying that because I'm white.
Cat's awesome. Cat's awesome. I go with Cat on that one. 200 to CK for alternative currency. Sal, one of the jokes on the show is since Casey's parents misspelled his name, everybody in the chat misspells his name. So Shirley joining us from across the pond. Thanks for joining, Shirley. 100 to KC. 200 to Sal for having one of the most consistently based X accounts of all time. Amen to that. 200 to Sal, can't stop the signal. 100 to Sal, who gives a shit about the Constitution?
The Constitution.
Rob, do you have pigtails under your hijab?
They're not.
Hijab?
They're bacon-free pigtails.
200 to Rob on that. Minus 100 to Rob. Grumpy leaves real quick, so this will be short. 200 to Rob. States should be expected to nullify all gun infringements. 200 to Sal. I didn't sign shit.
Shit, me neither.
Yeah. 200 to Kaecey. Sue TF out of the government. 100 to Rob for Venezuelan flag and bio. 200 to Kaecey. It spends on the case. It depends on the case, probably. 100 to Sal for continuing to stream during an earthquake. 200 to Sal for whitewashing your identity. Multicultural appropriation owns normies. Points to Rob for eliminating the legal fiction called corporations. Nick Stank Memes is here. Another great memes account.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. 100 to Rob for part 1, but minus 200 for abolishing corporations. 200 to Kaecey for no bailouts. 182 to Rob. 200 to Kaecey, great answer. And 200 to Sal from Amity, who stopped texting me, luckily. So let's go and check the scoreboard here and see where we're at. Oh, it's tight. I like it. Sal came out hot. 1,400 points is in the lead. Kaecey with 1,300 points and Rob with 1,182. Ilion, you're in third place. Probably the highest Ilion's ever finished in anything. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh man, nice lead-in. I'm really doing well on the negative points, and I haven't even made a Cowboys joke yet. So I don't know. I will see.
Kaecey, second place. What do you think so far?
It's as predicted so far. We expected Ilhan to be in third place. We know she'll be doing really well down there. But Sal and all, we're having a good time. We got to ramp this up a little bit.
Fun fact, Ilion married only her third favorite brother, so she's always in third place. So Sal, you're in first place so far. First time on the show. What are you thinking so far?
I love it. I'm going to cruise this thing right into first place as we wind up. So let's hope we can keep it like this.
You're going end to end. Is that the prediction?
That's
That's
it.
it. Love it. All right, let's jump back into it. Sal, back to you. Oh, this is sponsored by Xano, our sponsor for Friday nights. So appreciate them. Category is privacy and crypto. Are anti-crypto regulations more about control than consumer protection?
You can just remove the anti-crypto words, and you just all regulations are what was it more about? What was the question? More about control than about consumer protection. That's all it is. In fact, as Rothbard says, it's all about cartelization. All regulations create some sort of cartel because it creates a barrier to entry. That's why big corporations are usually the ones lobbying for these regulations, and it's the small mom and pop shops that get hurt the most.
Dare I say satanic cartels?
Yes.
My new favorite phrase. All right, Rob, to you. Should the government be allowed to track financial transactions without a warrant?
I mean, I don't think they should be allowed to track financial transactions with a warrant. I don't understand any possible situation where they would need to track your financial transactions.
You know how many people don't know that they track every transaction we make, and that there's codes on them. So if you buy a gun or ammo, they automatically get put on a list right away.
Banks
So
get in
crazy.
trouble if you don't do it. If you ever hear someone talking about KYC or BSA, that's what they're doing. Know your customer, Bank Secrecy Act. That's what they're doing. They're tracking everything.
Yep.
Exactly. Kaecey, to you. Should cashless societies worry voters more than criminals?
No. Should cashless societies worry voters? Yes. I was thinking that backwards at first, but yes, cashless societies actually ruin your privacy and take that away and actually allow the government to peek into what you're doing. So we should not allow cashless societies. And you should, if you are so inclined to, stop shopping at anywhere that says they're cashless. Go somewhere else. Use the power of your money and take it to another company.
Excellent point. Sal, to you, the category is decentralized finance and global inequality. Can open financial tools reduce global inequality?
Absolutely. Look at what Bitcoin has done for people in the developing world. Look what all cryptocurrencies have done for people in the developing world. Even people here at home who've been just destroyed by inflation. Cryptocurrency has been a lifeline to a lot of people who don't want to pay that hidden inflation tax that they use to murder babies in Palestine with.
That's exactly where the money is going. Rob, to you. Should opportunity be borderless?
So I feel like this is a really good opportunity. Yes, except around the Dallas Cowboys stadium. We need to build like 4 walls. No one should come in. No one should go out.
But there should be a hole so God can watch their team.
I've been pissed on them, maybe.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Who wants to go to a Cowboys game anyways?
Oh, boy.
Self-loathing masochists.
As a Giants fan, I have to agree with you guys on this one.
Bears are playing tomorrow. None of your teams are.
Dude,
I'm rooting for him for you now.
None of your teams are. Who's got a bye week this week?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
That
We
team.
have a.
Your
I got
your
a bye
team's
week
not.
till September.
Yeah, your team's not playing this weekend, Kaecey. Factually, I was correct there. All right.
I had to make a point on why we're not playing. We're still in the playoffs, but why we're not playing.
Yeah, you got a horse's head like the Godfather there. It's very impressive. All right. So, Kaecey, to you, can technology leapfrog broken institutions?
What do you mean by that question? I don't understand what you're referring
Can
to.
technology help institutions leapfrog each other, get rid of the bad ones?
Yes. Yeah, because if in the technological world that we're in, you can give some benefits and you can change the way you are servicing and providing service to customers and make things more lucrative or more fun or more entertaining. And so technology can come into a lot of ways. Look at how NFL stadiums, for example, we were just talking about sports, like how they evolved now. There's so much technology and so many cool things that you can go to. Like we just went to the Las Vegas Raiders stadium to watch the Broncos game. And I was blown away by the technology there. And you do that, you actually set yourself apart to where you are now leading the industry. And that is always what you want to do in business.
So I may have forgotten a word in that question, Kaecey. Don't embarrass me in front of Sal, okay? All right.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, Sal, back to you. Category is crypto as a tool for financial sovereignty. Should government currencies compete with cryptocurrency instead of banning it?
You know, obviously there should be like, you should be able to use whatever currency you want, but I don't think the government should be allowed to print currency. I think the whole idea of this group of elite pedophiles controlling the supply of money is just insanity to me. It should be a completely market-based operation with private banks, honestly, issuing different currencies, or just people using silver, gold, or bartering or cryptocurrency or whatever the hell they want to. But I think there should be competing currencies, but the government should not be a competitor, if that makes any sense.
No, I'm with you there. Rob, to you, should individuals control their money without intermediaries?
I mean, I got to double down. Yes, unless they're about to buy tickets to a Cowboys game, and then someone should step in. I saw Ebony took money away, but then she said go Bears, so I got to throw her one more.
Boo Bears.
All right, go Bears. And go Indiana, who's playing right now and winning. All right. Kaecey, to you. Are decentralized currencies a threat to bad policy, not national security?
Yes, it's a threat to everything bad about central banking and governments in general, because the governments want control. So as soon as you decentralize it and you put it into somebody else's power, of course, it's going to expose all the bad policies and the money laundering that's going on.
All right. Back to you, Sal. Category is fiat currency and inflation as hidden taxes. Is inflation a stealth tax on the poor and middle class?
Absolutely. And this is what makes inflation the worst of all taxes, is that it's hidden. So like the Congress doesn't ever votes on it. You're supposed to get representation. We all know that that's bullshit, but that's the idea behind the scam. You don't even get that with inflation. The bankers just rob anybody who uses the dollar to whatever degree they see fit. And yeah, it is the poor and middle class. I'm not getting rich off of inflation. I don't know if you guys are getting rich off of inflation. You know who is getting rich off of inflation? The CEO of Boeing and Honeywell and Raytheon and Goldman Sachs and the rest of those parasites, and Nancy Pelosi and all these leeches. So it's not the average everyday person who's benefiting from the money printer. It's the elites.
Exactly.
I'd just like to say Nancy Pelosi is a good friend of mine. We tried to get her in the squad. And she found out I married my brother, and even her husband wasn't that crazy, and she did not join the squad. So
Oh my God. Giving shout outs to the squad now. What is going on? All right. Ilion, back to you. Should voters treat inflation as government failure?
honestly, no, voters, you all should treat inflation as our failure to allow government to do it. We accept this. You want to stop inflation? Stop voting for these idiots. Take it back. Use crypto. Decentralize everything. Form parallel systems. You're choosing this. Every time they devalue your dollar a little bit more, that's a choice you've made.
Amen. Kaecey, to you. Has money printing replaced transparent taxation?
Oh yes, 100%. Because, like Sal said, we don't have any control over it. We don't see it. All of a sudden, inflation goes up, and then our money goes down. It's done without our discretion. Anything that involves us, other than we supposedly elect officials to make decisions on our behalf. But yeah, money printing is slowly draining your bank account, and you're just sleeping. That's all you're doing.
All right. Sal, back to you. Categories: privacy technologies against surveillance. Are privacy tools treated as suspicious by default?
Yes, unfortunately. And look, the proof is in the pudding. Look at what they've done to Alexei Pertsev and Roman Storm, who the creators of Tornado Cash, or look at the guy from Wasabi Wallet. They're putting these people in prison. They haven't even done anything. They're just creating tools. And then the government, they're writing software, writing code. And the government, which code is, of course, speech. But then they create these privacy tools, and the government comes in and says, well, somebody used them for something bad. And you know, even the Republicans get on board with this. But, you know, it's the same argument that the shit libs make when they say, oh, you know, somebody killed someone with a Glock, therefore Glocks should be illegal, right? You can't blame the creator of a product for the way people use it. We don't blame the CEO of Ford when somebody gets into an accident. So, no, the whole thing is ridiculous. And it's, of course, just a ruse for the banking cartel, the satanic banking cartel.
Shame on you.
Like there's another type of cartel.
Why I'm fat. That's the problem.
Yeah. All right. Rob, to you. Has surveillance expanded beyond its original purpose?
Oh no, not at all. It is still working towards its very intended original purpose, which is to know everything you do all the time. If you've read, there's this book, you might have heard of it, called 1984. It was not written in 1984. For those of you who haven't heard of it, but the entire population being surveilled at all times, that's the goal. Everything you do, your movements, your purchases, your what you're reading, what you say, that is the goal.
If we're living in 1984, can the Bulls get Jordan again? That's all I'm asking. That's
fair.
That would be the only positive of living in 1984. All right. Kaecey, to you. Should encryption be a protected right?
Yes. And encryption should be encouraged. Everybody should be encrypting everything they do. That is your privacy. That is up to you. That is how you want to do your business. No one should be able to see it. And so we should be teaching it / giving everybody the ability to encrypt it instead of prying on people's ignorance with technology.
Excellent. Enter your scores in the chat if you have not done so already. Let's jump into the chat real quick. 200 to KC for a great answer. 200 to Sal. 100 to Sal for owning his baldness. If Kaecey was in the chat right now, he'd point out that I have 8 hairs more than Sal. So I'm glad Casey's here. So we can't do that. Fractured reposted. Appreciate you. Oh, here we go. Minus 200 to Rob for the Cowboys comment. 200 to Rob. Fuck the Cowboys.
Thank you.
You broke even. 200 to Kaecey for no cashless society. Minus 100 to Rob for not tracking sketchy transactions. Minus 2,000 for the sports ball talk. Just because you never got picked for a team, gnome, because you're a gnome, doesn't mean that sports ball is bad. 200 to Sal for lamenting dead babies in Palestine. 200 to Kaecey for tech leading the way. 100 to Sal, joining late. Howdy, y'all. What's up, William? Another agorist in the house. Great guy. Minus 100 to Sal. It's not the bankers. 100 for 100 3D points to Sal.
Nice. Yeah.
There we go. Can't track it. 200 to Kaecey. No printing money. It's fraud. Minus 100 to Sal for anti-nomatism. Anti-nomatism? Is that a thing? No, just go to your safe space in the mushroom or wherever you live. 100 to Sal for naming names of victims of government unfair justice system. 200 to Rob, based ass answer on surveillance. 100 to Rob for 1984. Welcome, Twilight Sparkle. 100 to Kaecey.
That's actually my real brother, husband, wife.
Real brother, husband, wife.
Oh,
I'd play the wedding march right now if I had that. Oh boy. 100 to Kaecey for encryption rights. 184 to Ilion. Surveillance has always been nefarious. 200 to Kaecey for encryption. 100 to Rob for the Pelosi joke.
I work for that. Thank you.
1 trillion to Terry for her attempt to control these gentlemen. Never have quotes been used better ever. So, all right, let's jump on to the scoreboard and see where we are at. Oh, it's super close still. Sal's still in the lead, 2,100. Kaecey with an even 2,000. And Rob with 1966.
come on, we couldn't get him to 1984. Come on, guys, we could have fixed that.
Yeah. You're not in the chat doing weird numbers, so that's going to mess up the scoreboard.
I think that's why Terry probably gets me put on here, so the numbers are not super whack. That's probably why.
Yeah, Terry was 19 when she started keeping score for our show. So, Sal, to you. Terry just totally disappeared in the background. Oh my God. All right. Sal, the category is agorism as counter economics. Should communities be allowed to self-organize outside state-approved systems?
Yeah, of course. I'd like it better when we do it in a non-compliant way, to tell you the truth, because that's what really sort of undercuts them. When we just look them right in the face and defy them, that's the true power of agorism, right? Just telling them, "Fuck you, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do, regardless of what you have to say." But should we be allowed to? Yes, but we're not allowed to. So that's what agorism really is all about.
Give a shout out to agorism and give us a definition for those that are not aware.
So there's a bunch of definitions that float around out there. The most classic one is just the use of black and gray markets to subvert or undermine the state. I like to look at it as a unique form of entrepreneurship, whereas like most entrepreneurs engage in entrepreneurship for profit, and we think that's fine. But we do it for not only just for the profit motive, but also to disrupt or disintermediate the state apparatus.
Yeah, I love how you talk about entrepreneurship being an essential part of agorism. So
Inseparable.
Yeah,
Facts.
absolutely. All right, Rob, to you. Should citizens be punished for opting out of broken systems?
I pause because they are punished for opting out of broken systems. You get
Should they
punished for
be?
staying in it. You get punished for staying out of it. I want to one up the question. I want to say, forget if you're going to be punished. You should opt out of broken systems and create. We really need some parallel structures. We need to start just watching this stuff collapse. They should not be punished, but they will be. And at some point, we're just going to have to fight through it.
All right. Kaecey, to you. Does overregulation push honest people underground?
Oh, 100%. Go back to the prohibition era, right? Like we banned alcohol. What did we do? We dug a whole bunch of tunnels. We market alcohol. We move it all around the country through tunnels and other ways. So when government actually inserts itself and tries to regulate something, it just makes black markets and the other markets bigger. And most people don't understand it, hence why there's such an attack on guns, because we think making guns illegal is going to solve the problem, just like how we solved the war on drugs. So
I think my grandfather's family did pretty well during Prohibition. So just shout out to the south side of Chicago.
wait, it wasn't Kentucky? It wasn't making moonshine? What's wrong with you?
I always joke that if micro distilleries would have taken off like micro breweries, my family would have been the Sam Adams family. So, all right, Sal, back to you. Category is decentralized alternatives to state services. Should innovation be allowed outside of government systems?
Of course, but of course, they always try to co-opt it. Look at what happened with Uber and Airbnb. How Uber was sort of an entrepreneurial attempt to decentralize the taxi cartels, and Airbnb did the same to the hotel cartels, all of which were created by these, the politicians. And what did they do? They, started regulating the Uber has to charge a certain price when they go to the airport because these People paid, they had to pay $25,000 for a taxi medallion, and they went to their councilman and complained. So now Uber has to up the price. It all fucks the consumer at the end of the day. And the only thing it does is keep these pedophiles in office. But yes, of course.
And not to mention, like 2026, the IRS is targeting all of that industry, DoorDash, Uber, all of them. There is a specific set of laws made that they're enforcing, and they're targeting anybody that is claiming any sort of income from those companies.
Wait, I thought Trump was getting rid of all of the Biden's IRS agents. Are you telling me that didn't happen?
I also thought Trump was going to cut spending, cut our deficit, and do a lot of things, but clearly he doesn't serve us.
I think he just deputized them all as ICE agents as well.
Kaecey, I think you're totally wrong. There's no tax on tips. So I'm sure all of those industries are just free to operate however they want without regulation. So
I heard that Trump plays just the tip with Stephen Miller.
Benjamin Satan Yahoo.
Oh boy.
Or maybe his wife. I don't know.
For those of you that were watching us on YouTube, come over to X as soon as the stream gets canceled. We'll either be on X or Rumble when the shit goes down. So yeah.
No, just be you.
Yeah. All right. To you, Rob. Can private solutions outperform government monopolies?
That's a tough question because the answer is sometimes no. I mean, when you are going up against the monopoly on violence, that is a really, really high barrier to cross. Now, again, the market will win over time. Government monopolies will inevitably collapse. Look at the Soviet Union as a perfect example. Sorry, Amanda. But I don't. If they're allowed to compete, yeah, always. But they're not allowed to compete.
All right.
One of the things that they don't, which I just wanted to jump in here. One of the things that people don't really get about these monopolies is that they're only possible under a government, right? A malevolent monopoly is not possible in a free market. It's only possible with the government. If you have a monopoly in a free market, it's because you've actually done so well. You've created a product that so many people want and are willing to pay for, that you've dominated the market to such a heavy extent. You can only do that if you're a bad actor. You can only dominate the market if you're a bad actor, if you have politicians with guns backing you up. That's how the Federal Reserve, the satanic cartel of bankers, has the monopoly on the money printer, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Jump in anytime you want. That was great.
Look at Microsoft. Every product they bought went into the shitter after they used it, after they acquired it. I mean,
Yahoo has entered
Teams
the
is
chat.
awesome. What are you talking about? Teams is my favorite. I'd go on Teams just for fun sometimes.
you would. Ilhan.
My
Marissa
brother's
Mayer
on
has
that.
entered the chat. She's
I
like,
talked to
Yahoo,
my brother.
Yahoo's like, hold my beer. I could ruin anything. All right. Kaecey, to you. Has centralization reduced service quality?
Yeah. I would say overall with service quality, it's when you're decreasing competition to hold your standard high, all of a sudden your service is low. And so you have to have a lot of competition to keep you, let's just say, honest / striving to do better and do the best to beat your competition. And so you always have to have that there. But if you want to centralize everything, you don't have competition. You're just going to end up like Venezuela.
All right. Back to you, Sal. And Sal, I think we're getting a little interference through your mic, so I muted you there, but I'll mute you if it happens. But categories: parallel systems in education and healthcare. Are centralized systems failing families?
Of course, especially if you mean like centralized government solutions to healthcare. Yeah, I mean, the healthcare in the United States is a joke, and that's largely because it's so heavily regulated. Obamacare, of course, is the number one, problem there, but it was a shit show before that even began. I saw a chart today that was like, showing where we are in relation to other countries, and we're doing worse than them, and a lot of these places are even like more heavily socialist. So it just goes to show you what a disaster regulation is.
Totally agree. Rob, do you? Should alternatives compete freely with public systems?
Yeah, of course. And in fact, that would be really good for everyone. And if you wanted to have public systems, it's actually a really good way to transition from full public systems and an off ramp from what we have going now. And all of a sudden, you would have a free market where everyone benefited. And well, I guess this is growing up, you know?
All right. Kaecey, to you. Does bureaucratic red tape penalize parents and patients?
Yes, all the time. All the time. Like anytime you want to create red tape for any civilian that wants to just live their life, you're penalizing them. You're making them jump through hoops, you're making them go through all of these things. We went through a whole bunch of it with COVID. Like anybody that wanted to go against the system and live their life, no, you had to go and get the shot. You had to go and get all of these things. Any of this red tape is not healthy for a good society and a free society. We should remove it all.
Totally agree. Sal, to you. Category is technology's role in evading censorship. Are decentralized platforms necessary for free expression?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, especially as the government gets deeper into this inflationary spiral, they're going to become more and more aggressive and more oppressive, and they're going to try to restrict speech more and more. And we're going to be forced to rely on decentralized methods. I think even like it'll get even a lot. You'll start to see social media become more heavily decentralized than what it is now. But absolutely.
Excellent. Rob, do you? Has deplatforming replaced debate?
Maybe it's just shown how stupid debate is half the time, but unfortunately, yes, in the attention economy, as everyone is vying for those little bits, long form rationale, deep thought, nuance have been dead for many years, and you know, gotchas and deplatforming have become the currency.
Kaecey, to you. Has algorithmic control shaped public opinion?
Oh yeah. Look at Venezuela. Like who was talking about Venezuela prior to all of this crap? Like the algorithm on X clearly has changed over the last week. If you wanted to talk and promote and talk good about this administration and what was going on in Venezuela, your content gets the fast lane. If you are speaking out against it, you can see that your content is pushed down. And this is how the government, whether you want to admit it or not, the government is manipulating people and taking control to where they are telling people that you need to keep electing these individuals. But no one wants to hear it. As soon as you say anything bad about Trumpy, people lose their minds and start blocking you.
So being anti-war has not worked out well for me, huh?
Nope.
There's a book called Like War, which everybody should read because it's actually mind-blowing. Like, and it goes through like how many IDF, like how there's like IDF, the whole like team of IDF soldiers or agents, whatever they are, baby killers, call them what you will. And literally their entire job is to like go through the internet and act as like sock puppet accounts and bots and boost, you know, Zionist content and repress people who criticize State and Yahoo and so on. And the CIA does it and MI6 does it. So it's not just them, but.
Yeah, totally. Rob, to you. Or no, it's back to you, Sal. Categories: foreign policy on drug trafficking. Do foreign interventions often strengthen cartels instead of weakening them?
Of course, absolutely. In fact, it's the foreign interventions that create the cartels, obviously. And now, you know, we're basically, when you get rid of one cartel, you're just doing the dirty work for the other cartels. I think it was it Milton Friedman who said something like, if you actually just examine the drug war from an economic perspective, the government's role is to be like an enforcer for the cartel or something like that. I'm probably butchering that quote, but yeah, absolutely 110%.
Excellent. Rob, do you? Are drug wars used to justify expanding surveillance and policing?
They used to be. I'm going to give a little credit to the government for getting inventive because now it's narco-terrorism wars. So at least the writers are doing a good job upping the stakes.
Yeah, narco terrorism, but not the drug
Fentanyl. It's
companies, right?
fentanyl coming across the
Fentanyl.
borders.
Fentanyl. Yep, fentanyl. And all right, to you, Kaecey. Should Americans question why drugs are cheaper and stronger than ever?
We want the real answer. Just enjoy the drugs. If you want to take them, just have a good time.
Amen.
Stop worrying about this. Let's just have a good time. If you're not supposed to take them, just don't tell anybody. Is that a good answer?
Well, and if you want to sponsor free drugs for our audience, I'm in favor of that. So, yeah.
The price of cocaine has remained more stable than the price of the U.S. dollar. Just food for thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Fact.
Although now that they're taking our fentanyl out of the cocaine, who knows what's going to happen?
I love that the government didn't even do the research and find out what drug came from Venezuela. They're like, fentanyl. They're like, no, wait. Cocaine.
They could have just
They meant
asked Hunter
cocaine.
Biden. I mean,
Yeah.
Can you give it to the government? They said, hey, WMDs, we're going to label fentanyl as WMDs, and they go into Venezuela and there's no WMDs again.
Yeah, it's literally the same thing. You're right.
It's like, wait a second, what's the thing that they don't have? A WMD. That's what we call it. Exactly. Oh my Lord. All right. Sal back. Oh no, enter scores. So let's jump back into the chat here. And the chat's hopping now. 18 points to Rob. 200 to Sal for not asking permission. Fuck them. 100 to Sal, definition of true agorism. Bonus 100 to Sal for a fantastic, too long, didn't read overview of algorithm. 200 Rob, opt out of broken systems. 100 to Rob on punishments. That reads way different now that I know that's your husband or husbro.
yeah, you don't know the text I got before that.
100 to Sal, counter economics, another form of civil disobedience. 200 to Sal for pronouncing agorism like he's describing Stephen King books. 100 to Kaecey for mentioning prohibition. 100 to Sal, I vote with my wallet daily, 100%. 100 to Cy, even though he isn't on the show tonight. Shout out to Cy. He must be out sowing some wild oats or something. Okay, my ADHD kicked in later. All right, yeah, see you no. 100 to Sal for mentioning hotel tax. 100 to Kaecey. He just sent an Uber and a DoorDash to me for points. 200 to Rob for the Stephen Miller joke. I literally laughed out loud. 100 to Rob for the laughs. Ha ha ha. 200 just the tip points to Rob. Wouldn't just the tip be less than 200 points? I feel like that's you should have gone there. 200 to Rob, just the tip. Yeah, here we go. 200 to Rob for apologizing to Amanda. We were all supposed to do that once a day.
Oh,
We are. If she calls, she shows up.
Did I apologize yet? I'm not doing it. I'm going to break the cycle. 200 to Sal. The only power private companies have is delighting their customers.
True.
100 to Sal. 100% monopolies are only possible if the government regime exists. They make the laws to create the monopolies. 200 to Kaecey. Yes, decentralization lowers quality. 100 to Kaecey for the Buick hat. Is that what it is? A Buick hat? 100 to Kaecey. 200 to Kaecey. If Emily says hi, there she is. The lovely Mrs. American versus Gov. Follow her. Now I got lost. 100 to Sal for the Xano shirt. Just yeah. Show that off there. There we go.
Zeno shirt, the Freedom Dollar, the Zeno neon sign. We're all merched out over here.
Yeah. Talk about your sponsors real quick because you got some amazing sponsors.
Edge Wallet, Firo Wallet. We got Zeno. And hide the baldness for a second here. Shout out to Dash, Trocador.app, Pivex. We have a lot of great sponsors. We're blessed to be able to have so many sponsors in the Agorist community and like focus on privacy. Edge.app/Sal, Trocador.app/Sal. Check out Firo.org. Use Zeno, download the Dash mobile wallet, try out the spend feature. We have such an enormous array of just wonderful sponsors. I'm just thankful every day for them.
Yeah, and if Xana wants to send me a shirt, that would be That would be cool. I got the sign. I'm wearing my Make Anarchy Great Again shirt that you can get on freedomsuperstore.com. If we're going to be MAGA, let's do Make Anarchy Great Again instead. That's my thoughts on it. 200 to Kaecey. Yes, bureaucracies, red tape is BS. Minus 33 to Rob. The lint on your microphone windscreen is causing my tism to flare up. Minus 100 to Rob for not debating me. Ooh, a throwdown from the gnome.
Anytime.
Yeah. 200 to Kaecey. Rob, did you catch? I did a roast for Gnome's birthday on his space. It's 2 minutes. You got to hear. I wrote a roast for him.
It's awesome.
200 to Kaecey. Yep. Algo on X is messed up. 200 to Kaecey. Fuck Elon's manipulation of the algo. 100 to Sal. I counted the bricks behind you. 1984 bricks. Crazy serendipity. 100 to Kaecey. Is that DJ equipment on your desk? Play some Dead Mouse.
We can do that. We can do that.
200 to Sal for Satan Yahoo. Oh boy, now we're for sure off of YouTube. 100 to Rob.
I'm never going to be invited back on anybody's show.
What's that?
I'll never be invited back again once you're off of YouTube.
No, you're welcome all the time. We get kicked off the odd. Yeah, I'm barely back on YouTube. I found a workaround where if I bought an account, they let me back on. That's the only reason we're on YouTube at all. 100 to Rob for the Blink 182 lyrics. Guess this is growing up. 100 to Rob for fentanyl wars. 200 to Kaecey. Just take the drugs. 100 to Sal. Dollar cocaine chart. Nice.
Yes.
200 to Rob. He needs a boost.
I do. They took the fentanyl out of the Coke. It's just not working anymore.
Minus 22 to Rob. Kaecey needs to win. And let's check out the scoreboard again. Sal might be going end to end here. Here we go. Sal 4,000, Kaecey 3,900, and Rob falling a little further back with 3,429. All right, let's jump back into it here. Sal, to you, the category is disaster relief. Should disaster relief be decentralized instead of federally managed?
Yes, of course. In fact, just to say that disaster relief is federally managed is in and of itself a joke. And I know that because we streamed during one of the hurricanes here, and my co-host of my show, Adam, he had to his house got blown away or whatever, and he had to leave, and he didn't even get the $700 that he was promised from the government. So there's no federal disaster management. It's a lie. They don't do anything. They create the disasters. So yes, if you're looking to mitigate your risk from federal disasters, look far away from Jeffrey Epstein's friends.
Yeah, I'm south of you. We still have blue tarps on our roof from 4 years ago. They still haven't rebuilt a lot of the stuff in our town. It's a complete joke. All right, Rob, to you. Are citizens justified in questioning priorities during crises at home?
Oh my gosh, are they? They're again. Not only are you justified, I encourage you question every priority, because they will never let a good crisis go to waste.
True story.
Coming from the state of North Carolina, last year was rough.
So we managed to spend something like $800 million on hurricane relief, not Helene, but Michael and Flo from 10 years ago. And yet somehow something like 18,700 people still don't have homes. So cool.
All right. Kaecey, to you. Should emergency aid require strict transparency and expiration dates?
Yes, but there's not much of an explanation there. It's yes, we need full transparency on wherever our taxpayer money is going. I would prefer if we just got rid of paying taxes, but if we are going to be funding anything, it needs to be fully transparent. We need to see where every penny goes.
Totally agree. Sal, to you, category is regime change and backfiring interventions. Has regime change created more enemies than allies?
Yes, of course. In fact, a word that no Republican has ever heard is blowback, and they would if they listened to Ron Paul, because that's how you create all of these problems. Look, if someone bombed every hospital and school in my neighborhood, like they have done in Palestine, I would be a quote unquote terrorist too. In fact, all decent human beings would be a terrorist if they murdered all the children in your neighborhood. We call it blowback, whatever. It's just common sense as far as I'm concerned. If you killed someone's family, if they're going to hate you, I don't know. Is that surprising for the politicians? I don't know. Of course, yes, obviously.
I think I read somewhere that Lindsey Graham pays extra for blowback.
Yeah, I was going to say I got to disagree a little on that. They've heard of blowback, but it's just something that Donald Trump makes Stephen Miller watch while he does it to his wife.
Oh, Jesus. I thought blowback was the stain that Monica Lewinsky had on her dress.
Nice.
Oh, wonder if on Epstein's Island there was Blowback Mountain.
Friday nights always get way worse.
You two people, you can join us on X. Rob, back to you. Have past interventions destabilized entire regions?
No, not at all. We brought democracy and freedom to the whole world. Look how stable and successful Iraq and Afghanistan and Libya, all the work we've done in Somalia. Where else? Venezuela. I'm looking forward to seeing freedom there. Asia, obviously the Koreas have united and become a healthy, thriving democracy. Where else have we created regional stability? Maybe we should invade Australia. It'd be an interesting one.
How do you feel about Greenland?
I mean, it's cold. Why do we want to go there? Come on. Maybe, you know what? Here's my proposal. Let's take Greenland and put the Cowboys Stadium there.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But it can't be a dome. Let's do that. It has to be an open air stadium in Greenland.
All right. Yeah, I love in Venezuela how they got rid of the dictator and they're like, what's the path to democracy? We're going to promote the vice dictator. Like that's what we needed. We're not going to get rid of. There's like hundreds of millions of dollars of bounties on the people that are running the country. We got rid of one of them. Like now it's all good.
Instead of 20 years and a few trillion to replace the Taliban with the Taliban, we sped it up to like 90 minutes to replace a communist dictator with the communist dictator.
It's efficient. It's efficient. It's probably the most efficient the government's ever been.
Facts.
Well, look, Maduro was making all the decisions, and we can't have one person constant. You can't have all the power concentrated in one person's hands like that. So that's why it's important that Donald Trump now gets to make all the decisions for the Venezuelans.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Free, can I ask you to answer a question real quick? Because I got a text. Why am I your brother husband?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm an anarchist. What you do in your own house, that's on you. That's on you.
Because I look like Ilhan Omar.
If your family tree doesn't have any branches, that's on you. I mean, oh my God. All right. Who was that? That was Rob. So, all right, Kaecey, to you. Has interventionism weakened respect for sovereignty worldwide?
Yes. Anytime we intervene in anything, let people promote, be organic, push their stuff. We don't need to be intervening in everybody's business like Venezuela or even here in America. Let's let people be free, let the markets be free, and then everybody will flourish.
All right. Sal, back to you. Category is taxes as mechanisms of obedience. Are complex tax codes designed to control behavior?
You can just remove the word complex. All tax codes are meant to, regulate obedience, right? That we had this whole conversation about a tax revolt a couple of weeks ago, and I had a tweet about this where the entire tax collection doesn't even suffice to pay the interest on the national debt. That's not how. It's not about government funding. It's about obedience. Government funding comes from inflation and the banking cartel. That's how they pay to genocide babies in Palestine and to pump up Nancy Pelosi's portfolio. It's not through taxes.
All right. Rob, to you. Is compliance fear-based rather than consent-based?
It's violence based, and it relies on fear for sure. And never forget, at the core of everything, the state, nothing more and nothing less than a monopoly on violence, and that will be wielded against you if you dare not comply.
All right.
Don't worry, there's this deadly virus coming. 2 weeks to slow the spread.
Oh boy. Flatten the curve. Kaecey, to you. Do tax incentives favor politically connected industries?
Yes. Yeah. The tax incentives take taxpayer money, give it to big corporations so they can come in and give you 3 jobs. Like that's what they did putting a data center in just at a city down from me. Tax incentives are not going to help anybody anymore. It is only helping big corporations get bigger, expand their corporations, when really it should be creating more competition and creating more of a free market. If we wanted to do anything, we absolutely should just pull all tax incentives, but I would prefer if we could do something with small businesses and mom and pop shops.
Wait, can I veto that? Is that a thing? I can do that?
So the thing we didn't tell you before the show is we've never defined what any of the rules are, and they're all made up. So veto away might be the first veto ever.
Okay. I know what he's saying, and I agree with the point he's making, but I think we should have more tax incentives for more people. The problem is that we don't have enough tax incentives for everybody to get all of their money back. But he's right. When it's handed out to just a few favored individuals and corporations, it becomes a problem. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Can we just get rid of all taxation and then there's no money?
Yeah.
That's the easy solution, but we know the system can't do that right now. So
Yeah, I like that one meme. Can we get rid of the president and just all be cool to each other? Like if we promise to all be cool to each other, I'm in favor of that. Let's do that one. All right, Sal, back to you. Category is unauthorized presidential war powers. Has Congress surrendered its war-making authority?
Yes, they have, of course, the executive, but frankly, the war-making authority, I just have problems with the government making war in general. But yes, according to the way the Constitution is written, it's supposed to be Congress's job to declare war. But even that's it's a very complicated issue because it was supposed to be like the states send soldiers, they call up citizens to go to volunteer and fight for the cause. It's become so distorted and so perverted from the way it originally was meant to be that we're so far removed from what the Constitution actually wanted and from the system that our founders designed. But yes, long and short of it, they have absolutely surrendered their war-making authority.
Yeah, the founders would have thrown over this shit like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
it would be stacking bodies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of ropes on Rob's family tree with the one branch. All right, Rob, to you. Should presidents face consequences for unauthorized military actions?
So I want to propose something totally different. So no more unauthorized military actions. Presidents can do whatever they want as long as they are the ones leading the charge on the battlefield.
That's an interesting thing. Like Trump in a golf cart.
Hey, you know what? That's a good idea. We put it on pay-per-view. We charge to live stream it. We start paying down our debt.
Okay, we got Trump.
I would pay for that. No, I would pay good money.
Absolutely.
What would Joe Biden be driving?
Probably a bicycle, I guess.
Well,
He'd
no,
go out,
my
he'd
meme.
fall over. The other guys would start laughing. Trump comes flying through in a golf cart.
Kaecey, don't you remember my meme where I had the Biden thing with Grand Theft America, where he was driving that Corvette that he talked about all the time?
Well, yeah, because he had a '67 Corvette that had classified files in it in the garage. But yeah,
That he talked about all the time, while that and Amtrak, like those were his like two things that he talked about, right? So yeah, that's what he'd be driving. But I'd pay good money to see Trump chasing ISIS with a golf cart and like swinging a
Amazing.
3-wood at them, like Oh my god.
Oh man.
we come up with some amazing ideas on here. Like, all right, Kaecey, to you. Has emergency power become permanent power?
Yeah, the Emergency Powers Act has been in place since 1933. Like we haven't repealed it, and we keep signing emergencies for everything. The government will create an emergency every time it needs something. And so if you look at those scenarios, we end up utilizing it so we can open up government funding, and then where does it go? Into politicians and lobbyists' pockets every time.
Look at TSA.
The most useless organization in America is the TSA.
4 words that no TSA agent has ever said is, "I caught a terrorist."
Facts. Big facts.
I caught a feel on my way to Chicago for
Yeah.
Christmas. So
Yeah.
they went through my beard the last time before that I went through TSA. They're like, I asked if it was a lice check, and they didn't think I was funny.
I have it on good authority that Trump plays TSA agent with Stephen Miller's wife.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy. Oh my Lord. Sal, back to you. Should military force require explicit legislative approval every time?
At the very least, that's the least that these people could do, right? That's what they're supposed to be doing. They all put their hand on the Bible or whatever holy book they believe in and swear that they're going to uphold that very rule, and then they get into office and it's whatever the lobbyists from Boeing and Honeywell and BAE and General Electric or whatever, all these military industrial, it's whatever these lobbyists tell them to do. It's not about the Constitution, even though they swear an oath and they commit perjury. But yeah, they of course be getting explicit legislative approval. In fact, where did they get the legislative approval to invade Venezuela? Like, isn't that an obvious illegal thing? Maybe I'm missing something there, but
obvious left after we started labeling things as WMDs on why we needed to go into countries. So
yeah, they get into Congress, they swear on the Bible, and then they wave all of the flags in Rob's bio.
Yep.
I'm waiting for the Venezuela ones to start coming up.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. We freed them. All right. Rob, are voters misled about who actually authorizes war?
Yes, but I don't think anyone knows who authorizes war now. We're just kind of rolling with it. Like, is he allowed to do this? Yeah, we'll make up some power under the War Powers Act or Article 2 and forget Article 1, but now we want Article 1. And I'm really not sure. Misled would imply that we are told who has authorized something, and I'm waiting to figure it out.
That's true. Kaecey, to you. Has executive overreach become normalized?
Yeah, I'll use COVID as another example. You had very few states catch on after several months of being played by the federal government. And then you finally had states wake up and be like, wait, what's going on? You said 2 weeks and we're on 6 months now. Federal overreach is important. This is where I've been telling everybody local is important. Vote local, build your communities, because we're going to have to fight back against this federal government one day. And you can't do it with a weak state or a weak community. You got to be able to a strong community and a strong state to push back.
All right. Sal, back to you. Oh, no. Enter scores. Let's see what's going on in the chat.
Oh, geez.
And all right. 100 to Kaecey and a free mullet. That's a great offer, Patty.
No.
Yeah. 100 to Sal for not sporting a mullet. What is going on in the chat? My Lord. 100 to Sal for his answer 22 minutes ago. Might be longer ago. 200 to Rob. Crises are the time to question the most. 200 to Rob. They never let a good crisis go to waste. 200 to Kaecey. Emergency aid needs to be 100% transparent. Angry Alaskans here. What's up? Thanks for the repost. Everybody repost. Let's get this out to as many people. Oh, we're over 7,000. That's pretty cool. Minus 100 to Sal for lying about Republicans. Trump knows all about blowback. Ask Bill Clinton. I'd like the dress retested. That's what I'd like right now. 400 to Rob for speaking the truth from North Carolina on disaster relief and the BS FEMA system. LOL, Lindsay microgram blowback. I will never look at the metric system the same again. Oh, 100 to Rob for his sarcasm, proof of intelligence, and that he has to keep his brain protected like that. 150 to Rob for invading Australia. That seems like a bad platform plank for you, Rob. 100 to Rob for moving the Cowboys Stadium to Greenland.
What in the world?
200 to Rob because I landed at the airport like 10 minutes ago, but I'm sure he said something smart.
I did one thing.
100 to Rob for the doppelganger look of Omar.
Yep.
200 to Kaecey. Let's let people and markets be free. 100 to Rob. Your family tree is a walking stick. Appreciate you, cheddar cheese. 100 to Sal. All tax codes force obedience. 100 to Sal. Spot on about taxes. 175 to Ilion for monopoly on violence. 200 to Kaecey. Yep, tax incentives do not help. 50 to Kaecey for the mention of tax incentives and data centers. Did I miss free not hitting the sound effects? That's why I did that right there, because you can't. I'm sure Terry tells the chat not to mention it because I will start hitting them all the time.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah. Oh, damn, that's a long one. That even annoyed me this time. Yeah. As soon as you tell me there's more buttons, I press buttons. 100 to Sal, veto points, tax incentives for all of us to get our money back. Minus 200 to Rob. What about the roads? Gnome's a good memer too. Just throwing that out there. 100 to Sal for the Freedom USD sign. What does the F in FUSD? Oh, I kind of ruined that for everybody, but yeah. 100
Freedom
to Rob
dollar.
for requiring presidents to lead the charge. Namrock, also
One of the best meme
excellent
accounts.
memer. Yeah,
Yeah.
really, really good. Appreciate him. 100 to Rob for his family affairs. Oh my God.
It's an affair, all right.
Joe Biden would be driving an ice cream truck. I might go school bus on that. More sniffs. 100 to Kaecey is not wrong. 200 to Kaecey for his take on emergency powers. If everything is an emergency, nothing is an emergency. That got deep, Jake. 100 to Kaecey, money to lobbyists and sound effects. I go to the airport just to feel. Oh my Lord.
It's not gay, it's PSA.
That's the way that was written, like sounded like an 80s ballad. Like I go to the airport just to feel. I thought Trump played TSA agent with his cabinet members' daughters. 200 to Rob.
Oh, Jesus.
100 to Rob for rolling with it. 100 to Sal. Congress swears to hold up the law, but holds up corporations' favorable regulations. What happened there? All right. 200 to Kaecey for COVID overreach. 200 to Rob for the do-rag I can't see. 100 to Rob, but you can make it blink 182 times. 100 to Sal, back to you. No, input your scores. What? Huh? 100 to Sal, by the way, you and I were on Aaron Day's podcast together. -1 if you don't remember. Obviously he remembers. That's an obvious one. It's getting a little different here. Sal still in the lead, 5,300. The pack is falling back. Rob and Kaecey pulling away a little bit. Yep, absolutely. All
It's
right.
Dominion voting machines that Rob inserted, but whatever.
Well, I feel like I've lost 1,200 points. Grumpy took like 1,000 of those.
Oh, was that a flood that you had at the voting? I'm just asking.
Yeah. No, Gnome's hating on the other guy running for chair.
Odd.
So
I've earned it.
all right. Last round. Let's jump back into it. Sal, to you. Category is foreign lobbies influencing U.S. policy. Should foreign funded lobbying be banned outright?
Again, you can just get rid of the foreign funded part. No one should be when we do it, it's called bribery. When a private citizen does it, it's called bribery. But when a member of Congress or the Senate does it, it's called lobbying. Foreign lobbying is obviously even worse because you have these foreign interests who are literally paying your representatives to create laws that are beneficial to foreigners and not you. But there should be no lobbying, right? So the idea is they should be writing laws based on what's best for the citizens, not for who's going to pay the most.
Hey, I gotta debate there a little bit.
All right, want to do a quick debate? Let's keep it quick though. We're running long. And all right, so I will remove Kaecey and I from the screen. Rob has 15 seconds to make his point. Sal has 15 seconds to respond. And let's go.
You can't ban anything. You can't ban lobbying. You can't ban foreign lobbying. If there's power to be bought, money will find a way to buy that power. The only thing you can do is take so much power from politicians that there's nothing to be bought anymore.
I can't even debate you because you're right, and I agree with you. So
I appreciate where you were going with that. I'm just trying to spice things up.
Yes. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I just hate lobbyists so much. I just really just despise them. They're just such a sorry excuse for humans that. But you're right. If you get rid of the Congress, there's nobody to buy power.
All right, I'll add us back here, and I think Rob only did that to impress his Hasbro.
Yep. Yeah. He wanted some extra points to try to put some more of a gap between me and him. Whatever, your face.
All right. Now we're totally out of order again. And all right, Rob, do you
Did it?
2 moves there? That's like my brain puzzle for the day, Kaecey. You should be impressed. Rob, do foreign interests shape U.S. policy more than voters realize?
So yes, and further, understand just how much the military-industrial complex runs the government. The banks have a lot of say. Oil companies, certainly the big four in food, have a lot of influence, but it is the MIC behind everything. And they are it. When we say foreign influences, we mean the big, I don't even want to say shadow network because it ain't that secret, but it is the intelligence networks and the military of all the countries that we're working with.
Although if Raytheon wants to sponsor the show, we'll stop talking about this altogether. I think I don't want the neon sign though, just the money. Okay.
I think you got to have more nukes on your show before you would get that. So.
I even have a nuke segment. They could sponsor the nuke segment. Kaecey, you're on to something here.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, Kaecey, to you. Should lawmakers disclose all foreign influence publicly?
Yes. And someone said this early on because a lot of people still use it as a reference, but everybody in government should be wearing a sponsorship jacket like the NASCAR racers do. And so we would have an understanding of where all the money is coming from. And yes, they should have to disclose everything of what's going on because we deserve full transparency if they're supposed to represent us.
All right.
Think about how much more interesting that would make election night. Like, we got Rhodes sponsored driving the Pennzoil suit coming in. Oh, but look, picking up 6 votes. I would want elections would get really interesting.
But it would look like one of those like Mormon conventions because everybody would be wearing the same thing. It would all just be like an AIPAC suit.
Just what
right? It would just be all like the Israeli flag.
the Exxon patch here.
Yeah,
I
right.
watch for the nuke segments. That's all I'm wanting.
Yeah, they'd claim they can't do it because of cultural appropriation.
Oh,
they couldn't dress in the garb. All right, Kaecey, to you. Is national interest compromised by foreign political money?
Oh, 100%. Like we've already mentioned AIPAC many times. You have money coming from everywhere. And so it is changing decisions and manipulating our country in making decisions that benefit other countries. And we shouldn't be allowing anything like that to be coming in and allowing manipulation / decisions to benefit anybody other than the citizens and the taxpayers.
All right. Sal, back to you. Am I on the right
We
one?
just did that one. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Are voters underrepresented compared to lobbying power?
100%. I remember when I was going to school for political science, one of the things that they taught us was that, like, if you have one variable and you're trying to predict the outcome of an election, you want to know who has the most money, which campaign has a bigger war chest. That is the single most important variable in an election. So they don't really give a shit about you or who you vote for. They just care about who's going to raise the most money, right? That's what their job is. And the way they do that is by pleasing people like APAC and Boeing and Raytheon and the banks and the financial corporations. So, yeah, elections come down to who has the most money, not who has the most votes.
All right.
Facts. Minus actually Ed what's his face going against Thomas Massey in Kentucky, because what's his face is getting a whole bunch of fake money and it's not going to help him win. Thomas Massey's got that.
Yeah,
right.
Likely.
Rob, should dual loyalty be disclosed on the ballot?
Wouldn't that be nice? I think I'm really starting to dig this idea of, like, all of your donors, just put them on a jacket. We can put it on the ballot. It'll come out wherever it is, has to be on your website. I'm not usually big on requiring speech, but it's not really requiring speech if you're working within a system that they control, forcing politicians to do some things within that system. So yeah, let's list it all out. Forget open secrets. Any money that is influencing anything you do, it should be front and center, and you should have to wear it if you want to run for office.
Big facts.
All right. I doubled up the questions here. So, Kaecey, just answer one of these questions. Which one did you answer already? Let's see. Do foreign interests shape U.S. policy more than voters realize?
Yeah, it's similar to before, but ultimately with this whole thing, Sal's nailed it. Lobbyists are evil. Lobbyists are the problem that we really have in this country, because it's really manipulating the entire decision maker. All of the decision makers in our country, they are favoring the businesses and the corporations for profits. They are not favoring it in any way in our direction. And so when it comes down to it, everybody needs to get rid of the money out of the political system, and we need to get back. I'm fine with the sponsors, but I almost just want names on ballots, and then people have to know who they're voting for, and no party, no sponsorships. Let's just put a name, and then you got to vote for someone.
I second that. One of the biggest fuck ups that the Supreme Court has made, and there certainly is no shortage of fuck ups coming from the Supreme Court, is Citizens United versus FEC, where they basically said that corporations should be treated like individuals. And now they get to, like, donate bazillions of dollars to congressmen and senators, and just basically they buy and sell and trade them like racehorses at the track or something like that at this point.
No doubt.
Thanks.
Thanks for bailing me out there, Kaecey. Appreciate you. Sal, back to you. Category is narrative control through propaganda. Does the government shape narratives more than inform?
Yeah, so my third book, 3 Books That Changed the World, is kind of its focus is heavily on government propaganda. But one thing I learned when doing that is that government propaganda is ubiquitous. It's everywhere. We don't even realize it. It's all over the place. Like when they trot out the U.S. flag at football games and shit like that. The Department of Defense, or I guess the Department of War now, literally pays the NFL to do shit like this. Even if you look at the history of like singing the national anthem and all kinds of nonsense, they like insert themselves into TV shows, and of course Operation Mockingbird. They control the discussion from beginning to end, unfortunately, and it's really frustrating because once your eyes are open and like you just can't help but see it, and it's everywhere.
Facts.
They actually lobbied the NFL to play the national anthem before games in the 70s, and then freaked out when someone didn't want to stand for it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The slaves just, the fluoride drinkers got so up in arms that someone, is.
We prefer Tylenol Americans now.
Oh boy. All right. Rob, you. Has dissent been mislabeled as misinformation?
Misinformation, disinformation, anti-patriotism, American hating, racism, fascism, communism, socialism, whatever ism they can do, they will fight you with everything they have if you are speaking anything even close to the truth.
Facts.
Yep.
Great answer. Yep. Kaecey, to you. Are official narratives protected from scrutiny?
No, they're not protected. They're just promoted. And so it squashes any other narrative tries to go against it. For example, Venezuela, you had everybody trying to come out and trying to say it was oil, but we were like, no, it's for the drugs. It's the narco terrorists. It's all of this stuff. And then it turns out we did an hour segment press conference, and we mentioned drugs twice, oil 700 million times. And then Trump has truthed, or whatever you call it over there on that platform, about oil since. Tell me this is about drugs when the entire thing is about oil. 100%.
To be fair, look at like across the pond in England, where even if you just say that you support Palestine, then you go to prison. I mean, literally, just for saying that, you go to jail. So
Yep. Memes put you in jail, man.
Yeah, it's messed up over there. Praying for you, Shirley, and your friends over there.
Did you say methed up or messed up?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
we are in Florida.
Yeah.
And without the fentanyl, you're gonna have to switch from coke to meth soon. So
Exactly. Well, the one that really bummed me out was when we stopped getting maple flavored fentanyl because of the Canadian tariffs. Like that really that messed up our community parties here in Florida. So yeah. But thank God for tariffs. I mean, that saved us from the maple flavored fentanyl or whatever the hell they were trying to tell us it was. All right. Sal, back to you. Category is unintended consequences of drug prohibition. Are black markets a predictable result of drug bans?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. They're the predictable result of all forms of prohibition. The cool thing about black markets is we always win. Look what happened in Eastern Europe. If you look into the history, I wrote about this, and towards the end of Anti-Politics, one of the biggest factors that brought down the Iron Curtain was the black market, or as they call it, Nalebo. Whenever the government regulates something, there's going to be some entrepreneur who comes in to undercut them. And the good news is we always win. The market always wins. So look what happened with marijuana. Eventually, the black market grew so big that the government had no choice but to, they were losing legitimacy by prosecuting people for cannabis. So the states had to slowly liberalize their drug laws. And I think the same's true. We've done the same thing with guns, and who knows what we'll do next. So agorism is the only way.
Yep.
Interesting twist here. You got points to do a promo. Please provide the titles of your books.
First book was Anti-Politics, which is like a collection of like agorist essays, and some of them I collected a bunch from Konkin and Karl Hess and all kinds of great anarchist figures. The second book was on the American Experiment, which is a revisionist take on U.S. history. That's probably my most popular book. And then my third and most recent book was 3 Books That Changed the World, which is like a revisionist take on the progressive era, but I do it through like the lens of literature. It's interesting. If you're a nerd, you're a history nerd, you're a libertarian, you'll like that. You'll like that one. So
excellent. I'm most of those, but I went to public school, so I might have to like move my lips when I read them. So, all right.
In public school, you can't blame them for your problems, Free.
Well, it was actually the nuns first and then the public school, so it's complicated. All right, Rob, to you. Has prohibition expanded police power excessively?
yeah, so what prohibition does is allows police to push the limits, not of their power, but of what people will accept them, the levels of power that they use. So if we can justify it as, oh, but they had fentanyl in there, or, oh, this person might have been an illegal, or, oh, this car was a weapon of mass destruction, or whatever it may be, it's create this crisis, and then we scream back to blue, and then we go back to the, you hate America if you don't think we should have cops shooting people in the streets, but it come and then they expand the surveillance state, and that's for our safety, and they track your financial records and everything, and you create this illegal thing, you make it a dangerous boogeyman, and then you go after people that are doing it to weaponize that power.
They're keeping us safe, but we need safe spaces. Like, explain that contradiction to me.
Right. Well, look at how many MAGA people are calling for Insurrection Act right now because of what's going on. It's insane. They're begging for the government to come into their communities and control them. Absolutely insane. I would have never thought we would be seeing this right now, but they're begging for the Insurrection Act. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's like 1 minute they're complaining about government, how big the government is, and the next they're defending the federal agent for shooting the woman in the street.
Right. Facts.
I don't know. It's 5D chess. I trust the plan.
Oh, it's 75D chess, man.
Yeah. That'll make giving tickets a lot more interesting if they can shoot you in the head. That would make traffic stops. That would make it weird. All right. Kaecey, to you. Are voters rethinking decades of failed policy?
Oh, Jesus, I already answered this like just a second ago. No, they're doubling down on who they voted for because they won't go against just because and admit that made a wrong decision. Yes, I did vote for Donald Trump, but it's very well known on my podcast. I voted for him for Doge. I wanted cut the spending, get the government down. He didn't do anything. And oh, shut up. But it comes down to this entire situation that people are begging for more government. They literally are. This is where we have to start realizing we made the bad decision, and the bad decision involves just supporting government in general. It needs to go, and we need to start standing up and running this place ourselves. That's what needs to happen.
On the other hand, though, there does seem to be this segment of there's this internal war amongst Republicans where they are starting to question their decades of funding Israel's genocidal terror state. At least some of them are,
Sure.
So hopefully that faction eventually wins out, but I'm not confident.
I'm not either. The whole 5 people that woke up, but you have 10,000 begging for the Insurrection Act. Really ruins that.
Yeah.
And the murderous traffic stops too. They're cheering that on as well. All right. Last 3 questions of the night. First one to you, Sal. Category is the erosion of civil liberties and national security. Has emergency authority outlived emergencies?
I don't know. Well, the income tax was supposed to be temporary, right? Just until we got through World War I. And they still have that. We still have TSA agents molesting you, even though they haven't done anything. We still have the NSA wiretapping. The whole thing is they use these emergencies, and Bob Higgs wrote about this. He has a great book. I wrote about this in the American Experiment myself. That's what they do. They look for these emergencies and they expand their power. But once the emergency is over, that power, that never gets retrenched. It never gets returned to the people, or very, very rarely. So that's how they grow. That's how they've gotten to be this behemoth, is through exploiting, quote unquote emergencies. And when there is an emergency, then they create the emergency. And I think the other problem too is that as inflation gets worse and worse, they have to create emergencies. They have to create some sort of demand for all the dollars that they're printing, and I think that's why we get things like fake pandemics and perpetual wars in countries that most Americans can't point to on a map and all this bullshit. So yeah, emergencies are the bread and butter for the pedophile class.
Yeah, not to mention
the
the
satanic
FBI
pedophile class. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, just the satanic pedophile class.
Oh yeah. Well, FBI was created under an executive order, and we made it permanent.
Yeah.
100%. Rob, you have security laws weakened constitutional protections?
Weakened, eroded, destroyed, blown up, thrown out, and pissed on. The Fourth Amendment, it's a suggestion now. ICE is apparently just allowed to go in your house. We created this border exclusionary zone and then made it the entire country. And again, you must hate America You don't think that's okay? The First Amendment, Democrats really hated that when they were in power. Now all of a sudden they love it, and Trump, the Republicans loved it when they were in power, but God forbid you say something bad about them on ABC, we better take away their broadcasting license. Our rights, again, do not come from the Constitution. Our rights are inherent for us, for existing. But the Bill of Rights is a pretty good layout of some of those rights, an enumeration, and is supposed to stand to protect us. And instead, it's like this game that they play, like, how can we ignore this, and how many people are going to get on our side for it?
All right.
One thing I would like Trump to do is come out and say he's pro-oxygen, like the meme that I share every once in a while. Because I want half of the country just to be like trying to start to suffocate themselves because they can't like oxygen because Trump said it was a good thing. It would be really, really nice.
Except then they'd leak a picture of him choking Stephen Miller's wife. And...
Oh boy. Oh boy.
To be fair, if Trump said you should like oxygen, I would always start to question what's in the air that we're breathing.
What's the game?
Vena's oxygen is what we're gonna go to war for next.
Good Lord.
I'm on the RFK diet where I'm only eating stuff RFK says I can't have. So it's all fluoride and red dye 40 and I'm doing great. So but nice flush complexion. I'm doing excellent. So all right.
That's the red dye. That's not your complexion.
No, it's I do the blue one too. So
he's actually not wearing a shirt tonight.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny from a joke earlier. But all right, Kaecey, last question of the night to you. Should national security agencies face stronger oversight?
Yeah, I think the strongest oversight is abolish all of them. Get rid of all of them. We don't need them. They don't serve us. That's how we'll end the night, is abolish all of the agencies. Let's get rid of them.
Here.
Amen.
All right. I was gonna hit the boo thing again, but that was a good answer. And
hater.
But I found the buttons again. So yeah. All right. Let's jump in the chat one last time. Oh, I should have blah blah blah. Enter your scores in the chat if you have not done so already. Tell us who you think won. Tell us what you thought of the show, and make Terry work for the last couple of minutes here. William says I'm the old man agorist. Yeah, we could compare notes on that. Me too, Sal. They are the devil incarnate. Terry jumping in the chat. Okay, Kaz fading. Looks like Indiana will be playing Miami for the final national championship. Good night, y'all. Go Indiana. Absolutely. My alma mater. 200 Rob. Fuck the military industrial complex. I thought that was like a rap thing for a second. I don't know why. I read that wrong. 100 to Rob for debating. 100 to Kaecey for the sponsor jackets. 100 to me for the Raytheon sponsorship joke. That was not a joke. That was a proposal. Terry says I'm really bad about asking for sponsors. So that was the best I got right there. 100 to Kaecey for the sponsorship jackets. 100 to Kaecey and Sal for knowing APAC owns politicians. 100 to Sal Truth. Sponsorships would just be APAC jackets. 100. We could probably do tiny hats too. 100 to Kaecey for Massey for the win. 100 to Kaecey for knowing Massey won't lose to Miriam's pet seal. His name is Ed Ballgag. Kaecey. 200 to Kaecey for down with lobbyists. 100 to Sal, correct. They don't give a shit. War chest measurements is the most important.
Yep.
200 to Kaecey for mentioning my friend Thomas and how he's going to wipe the floor with Israel. Amity probably pulled off the road to put that in, to name drop Thomas there. Minus 100 to who is the biggest statist on the panel. Kaecey. What about Mr. Information? Scientific in the chat, my buddy. 193 to Rob for Tylenol Americans, just to make it weird. 200 to Rob, Tylenol Americans. Minus 100 to Kaecey. 100 to Sal, I need to buy your books. 100 to Free, we haven't invaded Canada because that's all that's there is Canadians. No, there's a lot in Florida. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah. The American Experiment, Anti-Politics, the 3 books that changed the world, all available on Amazon. You can search his name. Minus 100 to me. Sai, I gave you 100 points for not being here. I want my points back. 100 to Sal. My wife told me to give you points. Happy wife, happy life. 100 to Ted, even though I'm not that type of a nerd. 200 to Sal. Such a vast knowledge of so many topics on liberty. Glad you were on the show. Missed you, Sai. Glad you were here. I don't missed might be the wrong word. 100 to Willie Nelson's least successful son.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that's me.
So now you're
He was related to Ilhan Omar, but
I
that's
was
cool.
going to say now you're Ilyan Nelson, apparently. from the one Middle East tour with country music. That's what happened. 100 to Casey Truth MAGA is asking for insurrection. 100 to Mr. Clean for making my house smell like lemons. Casey, you've always been too smart for MAGA. Glad you realized it. 200 points. I've heard it both ways. 100 to Sal for the Mr. Clean look. 100 to the half man, half Sasquatch wearing the monster hat. 100 to Sal, need help with my Xano crypto boating accident. They'll think it's tax revolt thoughts.
No comments.
100 to Rob for the leering look. 100 to Free for respecting our right to own our own recreational Skittles.
Wow.
100 to Rob, our rights don't originate or reside on a piece of paper or parchment. Sorry for the big words, Free. I got all of those, literally all of those. Casey was here to witness it. And best one for the end of the night, +1 to Rob. Let's see if it made a difference, which I'm sure it does not. Yeah, it's not going to make a difference. And I forgot the damn drum roll. Where was that?
Oh, Jesus. You have buttons and you don't press them.
I pressed the buttons out of order. I did press the buttons. So Sal with the big win, 66.93, Rob 62.55, and Casey 5 points behind with 62.50. Casey, what did you think tonight?
I need to open a Leering Center and then I'll gain 5 points and we'll be in second place.
Plug your stuff.
Yeah, you can catch me on They Both Suck podcast on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. It's not biannually free, just doesn't go
semi-annually.
Yeah, whatever.
You can check out Casey, They Both Suck podcast, allegedly Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. AwakeNotWokeStore.com for his cool merch, and follow him at American versus Gov on X. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you putting up with my nonsense literally constantly.
Facts.
Ilyan Yates, what did you think tonight?
I mean, honestly, it was a great show. I was the most loved and the most hated. I'll take it. The only thing I'm disappointed with is I didn't get any points for 5 amazing Stephen Miller jokes. That one's going to hurt a little while. But yeah,
a couple.
Did I get points for the Stephen Miller joke? All right.
Yeah.
I missed it then. Because I was really proud of those. But yeah, at Prosper CLT 2023, I might change that handle soon. That is a legacy from running for mayor years ago. I'm also running for LNC chair, which might have gotten me the loss today because someone is mad about it apparently. But yeah, this show is great. Free, you're doing an amazing thing. And just to reiterate what I said at the beginning, for y'all watching, check out Brett Freeman Aiming Up podcast. It's an awesome, just deep dive into all sorts of wild things. And I highly recommend it.
So apparently Noam's whole campaign is to take points away from you on this show. his whole strategy.
It's working. I'm keeping a straight face, but I'm going to go cry into a bottle of whiskey. So
Yep.
You can follow Rob on X at Prosper CLT 2023. It doesn't take you to the past. It's just he hasn't changed his handle. Yep. He is running for LNC chair. He is a 2-time candidate for the mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on the show. And Sal with the big win. What did you think, Sal?
First of all, this was a blast, but this was the first of many wins. I plan on being undefeated if I'm ever allowed back, if I didn't get you thrown off of YouTube for talking about Satan Yahoo. Assuming I am allowed back, I intend on continuing my undefeated streak like the 72 Dolphins. And yeah, no, I had a fucking blast. This is great. We should do this all the time.
You are absolutely welcome back, and I've got to play this as part of your celebration.
I love it.
Speaking of which, the lovely Terry Bats has disappeared again. This is what I watch in the background the whole show, is Terry disappearing and stuff out of the corner of my eye, and I start laughing harder because she's laughing hard, and I couldn't read very well to start out with, so I'm really ill-suited to be the host of this show. But Terry, what did you think tonight?
Oh my gosh, I had a blast. You guys all did great. It was a really close game tonight, and I was having to. We had some people in from X that were on Samsung, so I was scrolling up and down. It was a fun night, and I had a blast. And you know how much I love to chat. Cy, it was great to see you. I appreciate you showing up late. Could you be on next time? You know, the show starts at 8, dear, not 10. Okay. And
we're handing out demerits now. What's going on?
yeah, I'm giving Cy. I have to. Yeah, I have to give Cy demerits. I mean, I've got to. That's all there is to it. Do you want to know who's on Tuesday night?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll pull it up because I can't. I have a terrible memory. I started keeping score when I was 19.
Well, it's just
I didn't
3
say
years
that.
ago, right?
I didn't say that out loud.
3
did I?
years ago.
Yeah.
3 years
Yes.
ago.
Yes, you did. You said it out loud, and payback's going to be a bitch. But anyway, so Tuesday night on the 13th, we have Marcus Matthews coming back from the Black Powder Podcast, Chris Baker from Fountainhead Forum, and Jordan Goldstein, the athletic philosopher. Also, thank you. I appreciate that. Also, I want to let everybody know that I will be on with Zach on Wednesday at 5:00 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll be taking pot shots at the schools again with their data and the theft of the kids' data. And I have some more solutions to put out for all the parents. Free's trying to teach me how to promote myself better. So also, I will be breaking an exclusive this weekend on COVID, individuals fighting back from the local level against the state and the federal government regulations that caused so much damage during COVID. And it's exciting, and I can't wait to write it. There you go, Free. I did it.
What did you do that you have to do community service on Zach's show? Never mind. Don't even answer. You can follow Terry and I on X. I am Smarter Game Show. She is Bats T76, and it's not Christmas anymore if you get confused by the graphic. You can get our swag at freedomsuperstore.com. Follow us on YouTube and Rumble. The shorts will be up on YouTube tomorrow at Freedom Uncut to search us. Thank you again to Xano. Your privacy matters. Choose Xano, the leading blockchain platform that prioritizes confidentiality and security. And if you want to learn more, go to intro.xano.org. Come check us out in Georgia next weekend. If you're in Georgia, here's the other state conventions. Thank you to our subscribers. We really, really appreciate you, and you help make this show happen. And we will see you Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Guys, hang out for a second. Want to check in with you, and peace out, y'all.